The Guardians literally have one rule. You don't have sex with other Guardians. So what does our bloody protagonist do? She's just an idiot and has sex with another Guardian. Bloody hell, Ro. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I can't decide if my eyes blur or if this is just out of focus. No, actually, it's just my eyeballs. Anyway, I have got another book series talk review thingy for you all. I don't intend to reveal spoilers, but I can't help myself sometimes and I say things I'm not supposed to say. So I'm sorry. Yeah, let's just get into the series we are reviewing because that's the whole point of this video. So the series we are reviewing is the Zodiac series by Rominia Russell. Now this series features Zodiac, Wandering Star, Black Moon, and then the fourth book in this series, 13 Rising. They have to have some of the prettiest covers of books ever. This whole series, there's not one cover that I'm like, that's ugly. So basically this book series follows your zodiac signs. Each zodiac sign has its own planet. There are 12 different houses basically, and each house has their own guardian. Yeah, each planet, like house, has their own characteristics. So like, for example, Capricorns are all really nice, loving, sweet people, and they're very big on nurturing one another, and that's all their personalities. This series focuses on a 16-year-old girl called Roma Grace, we call her Ro for short. In the start of the first novel, Zodiac, all the houses in this series are being attacked by this mysterious entity. They don't know what it is, but because it's on the cover of all of the books, I have no problem in saying this. Beware the 13th sign. So basically there's a 13th house that no one really knew existed except in myths and mythology, so of course that shit's true. This house is like attacking everybody. And it's basically up to Ro and a couple of her friends to travel around the different planets and save the galaxy, because that's what you do at 16 years of age apparently. Overall, I would say that I did like this series quite a lot. I thought I was going to like it more than I did. So yeah, the first book is Zodiac. I was really freaking surprised by how fast paced this book. Usually the first book in a series is a little bit on the slower side because you have to set up the world and the world building and the characters and their relationships and everything that's going on in this world, and it was a little too much too soon at times. Mate, like 4 chapters in, if that, like a planet's been destroyed. You're not the Guardian, and I'm going, what the hell? I don't even remember the name of her friends and now she's the Guardian. Like, this is too much information that I have to process and deal with in the first 4 chapters. I feel like they also jumped on the bandwagon of the 13th house being responsible for everything that's happening way too quickly. Like, it literally took 3 seconds for it to be like, oh, there's a 13th house and this mysterious guy, Occhius or something, I can't pronounce it. He is the leader of this 13th house. He's therefore responsible for everything that's happening. Yes, it must be him. And it's like, what? Like, normally it takes a little bit longer than halfway through the first book to work out who's responsible. You knew that was the case because I read the blurbs of the other books, but I still feel like we got on that bandwagon way too quickly, worked it out too quickly. The adults in this series were really infuriating. They were like, yes, you were 16, you were the guardian of our place. They were treated like a child, which was infuriating. And then when she proceeded to act like a child, they told her to grow up because she was the guardian. I'm sorry, if she's the guardian of your house, you need to treat her like an adult and give her that respect and help nurture and grow her, not treat her like a child, and then when she acts like a child, berate her for that. You can't have it both ways. You need to pick one and deal with it. She was basically like a dumb figurehead, and it was really irritating because she actually was quite intelligent and did work out everything. The adults couldn't, but the 16-year-old could. There was a love triangle in this series that I didn't care for it, like, because it was Ro and Hassian and Matthias. Matthias is basically her advisor. Hassian is from another house. I can't remember which house he's from. Oh my god, this is so bad. I feel like it's Scorpio, but it's not Scorpio. Is he Libra? I think he's Libra from memory. I think he's from House Libra. This book honestly felt more like a sequel than the first book in the series. Like, there are aspects where it was set up really well, and I feel like we could have had a bit more exploration of the houses and stuff. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the ending, but I felt like it was dumb. Had to go back with the adults and just being wankers, basically. And then we went into Wandering Star, which picked up 2 weeks after the events of Zodiac, and we're on a different planet. But basically, I feel like everything you learned in Zodiac was wrong, and we found out the complete opposite in Wandering Star. Like, everything you thought in Zodiac, you're like, oh, okay, fair enough, and then you get to this one and it's like, no, that's not the case, and you're like, oh, okay, right, I need to re-evaluate everything I've just learnt. There's so much distrust in this world. Like, the people and these planets and these worlds are just idiots, I feel like. from the first book, we went to hating the enemy to trusting the enemy. It's like, is the 13th house actually evil? We don't know. We think they are, but we're not sure. The love triangle came back. So basically in Zodiac, it kind of ended, and then it came back in Wandering Star, and you were like, God damn it, just when she'd picked one, which is annoying. Like, I rolled my eyes so many times in this book. I felt like the first half of this book was more interesting than the second half of this book. But, you know, we got through it. Probably my favourite book out of all four of them, Black Moon, plus the cover's probably my favourite. So this one I think picks up pretty much straight away. So we still have the love triangle in this one. It hasn't gone away yet, unfortunately. I found the concept of the risers to be very interesting. Risers are people who are born into a house, but over the course of their life, they start to have biological changes that they start to display characteristics of another house. So say you were, like, I'm a Piscean. We're very spiritual, apparently. Well, say at 24 years, I start displaying traits of another house. For example, Capricorn, because I remember what they're about. They're very nurturing and loving. Like, you start to display traits of another house, and they're called risers because you change, and you can't control it. It's a biological thing. They're pretty much shunned from society. I found this whole concept very interesting, but everyone hates them for it. Assholes. The risers become part of this army who are trying to take out, like, the rest of the Zodiac, which is what we call the other 12 planets. Then there was this, like, this little peace declaration part of this book. I laughed so hard, and they're like, we're declaring a time of peace, and I'm like, so everyone's gonna die now. You've just declared peace, and everyone's gonna get blown up and be killed. Idiot. There's a lot of, like, new, like, political parties being involved and everything in this book, and you're like, okay, which one of yous are evil? I don't trust any of you. So basically the houses were founded by the 13 Zodiacs, and they were actually real people. They were like gods, but they were not immortal. We discover that one of these 12 gods is actually alive and responsible for everything. So of course I'm reading this book and I'm like, it's him, it's her, it's him, it's her, I don't trust him. Literally suspected every single character in this book. And then, like, you get to, like, the last 2 chapters and they reveal who the character was, and I was just like, I did not suspect him at all. Like, did not even cross my mind that it could have been this character, and I was like, I feel like an idiot now. It ends on a really big cliffhanger. People get shot, people are dying. So yeah, it's my favourite book out of the series. And then we get on to the final book, which was 13th Rising. Obviously this is all about the 13th house. So if you didn't believe the 13th house existed, well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but it exists. Because 13 Rising, you can't interpret that any other way. So we literally pick up right off the cliffhanger. The first 3 chapters confused the absolute hell out of me. I was just like, what is going on? You realise she's dreaming, which thank God, because I was like, oh come on, you finally picked a dude and now you're not picking the dude? Really? I was just, there was so much distrust in everything in this book with, like, everything. Like, you find out why the Master's doing everything and how he's manipulated everybody, and everyone's still being manipulated and believing it because, hey, better to save a few than the majority. Yeah, that's the mentality by some of these people. We can't save everyone, so we're gonna, you know, save the elite because they've been paying money into our political party. Yeah, that happened. Basically in this book, Ro decides cutting off her emotions is the smart thing to do because by this point, everyone in her family has died. Yeah, that's an accurate assessment. Turns out we can actually save the galaxy, not just a small portion of people. So that was exciting. Oh my god, the action in this book, we just jumped around everywhere. It was insane. The resolution at the end, I liked it. I liked how everybody saved. I just would have liked the epilogue to have been like a 10 years later thing because it kind of just ended and there was acceptance and everything, but I would have liked a 10 years later moment. I just like those things. I think it was a good ending for the series. I enjoyed it. I don't really have any complaints besides the can I have a 10 years later moment. I don't know what else to say, but overall I did like this series. It's not what I expected it to be, but I did enjoy it, which is all that matters. Don't like anybody in this book. That's my piece of advice. Go in here just going, don't form emotional attachments because you'll probably do a lot of crying because Rominia Russell murders like everybody. Nobody is safe. Okay, so that is my review of the Zodiac series by Rominia Russell. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not, please hit that big red subscribe button down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.